In the debate over the just-approved tax overhaul bill, President Trump saw himself primarily as the marketer-in-chief, focused on pressuring Republicans to drop the jargon and sell the legislation in a way the public would understand. When he met with Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel this fall to talk taxes, he said she should stop calling it tax reform, a term he said is vague and hard to understand. Trump instead told her to say cut and to say it repeatedly. McDaniel obliged. It was a request Trump made to most everyone. When House Speaker Paul D. Ryan, R. Wisconsin, tried to sell Trump on a border adjustment tax, BAT, for imports, the president did not like the name. It is one reason the plan was scuttled, senior congressional leadership aides said. The White House said Trump also did not like the policy. And when he met with Capitol Hill lawmakers and his own aides, he did not understand why the upper tax bracket was 39.6% or, under a later proposal, 38.5%. Who would come up with such arbitrary numbers, Trump asked. He always wanted the individual rates to be multiples of 5, said one senior GOP aide involved in the negotiations. 20 is a pretty number, Trump said at one point, explaining his preference for a new corporate tax rate, according to an aide who heard his comments. The final rate ended up being 21%. He drew a pretty bright line, said Sen. Ron Johnson, R. Wisconsin. I'm sure he wasn't real pleased with going to 21%. On Wednesday, Trump's marketing job entered its next phase at a White House rally with congressional Republicans to celebrate the passage of the tax bill, the party's biggest achievement during Trump's first year in office. At the Rose Garden ceremony, Trump brought hundreds of Republicans to the South Portico, with a band in the background. He called lawmaker after lawmaker to the microphone to laud the bill and Trump himself. It's the largest, I always say the most massive, in the history of our country, Trump said of the tax cuts. But despite Trump's focus on how to best market the tax bill, it remains highly unpopular with the public, according to recent polls. The sharp cuts for corporations and the wealthy, including Trump and many of his friends, have dominated much of the debate, and the effort has been tarnished by its lack of transparency, handwritten changes on the bill hours before a vote, and a perception that it was excessively influenced by lobbyists. We believe you're messing up America, Senate Minority Leader Charles E. Schumer, DNY, said Tuesday evening. The bill's unpopularity will be a major problem for Republicans in the upcoming midterm elections, which already look like a daunting challenge. But GOP leaders have expressed confidence that voters will embrace the tax package once they begin to see its effect on their paychecks early next year. In a briefing with reporters Wednesday, senior White House officials said previous tax plans, including the cuts passed under President Ronald Reagan, were unpopular at first. If we can't sell this to the American people, we ought to go into another line of work, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, R. Kentucky, said Wednesday.